It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage in Las Vegas continuing, brought to you by Synergenics and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. You think Vegas, you come to town, the billboard's Carrot Top. Carrot Top.
I know. I always apologize to all my locals. They have to see that crap every day for driving in the. It's been up here for 29 years.
I was going to say, as long as I've been coming to Vegas,
29 years.
You've been a part of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. 18 years at the Luxor, and we finally got taken down by Doritos. The Doritos took over my Luxor, but we're still there.
Could you work with the Doritos to kind of get the chip to look more kind of like your hair? I mean, just your face and a big chip.
They should have done something and had Cheetah. Like I used to do a joke one thing about like Cheetos. You lay in bed when you play. It doesn't hurt me, but yes, I should have done that. But yeah, it's been a great run here. Yeah, Vegas is and having the Super Bowl here is just phenomenal. I mean, like Vegas isn't already crazy enough without the Super Bowl, and then you add the Super Bowl. It's phenomenal.
Well, you're a big sports fan, aren't you?
I'm a huge sports fan. I'm shocked when I go around people that I love, and I'm addicted to football. So of course, I love football.
You're a Raiders fan now?
I am now, I guess. Yeah. In a sense, I'm a Dolphin fan. I see my Broncos guys over there. But Dolphins from day one. I grew up in Florida before there was the Bucks and the Jaguars, so I was a Dolphin fan. I just apparently missed Dan Marino by a second today.
We had him on this morning.
You did. See, I just dang it. It's the only guy I really wanted to, besides you guys, is that I really wanted to meet today was Dan Marino. But yeah.
Instead, you settle for Joe Reinagle.
I got Joe Reinagle. Is that right?
Yeah. It works. All right.
It works.
I got to ask.
Yeah.
This summer, you started making national news when that lady went nuts on the plane, right? And we've got Pledge. We've got audio of what was going on the plane, right?
I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real.
They're all thought it was
and
me.
you can sit on this plane and you can all die if they were not.
When you hear it, you think that she's had to be talking about me.
All right. And then you put a video out. You were on the plane.
I was on the plane. I was. Well, so here's the whole weird thing about the story. So I put it out before it was real time. I put it out when it would just happen. It wasn't even on the news yet. So some woman walked over to me and said, "I got the video." We were waiting to get board back on because they had taken us all up to check for drugs or bombs and stuff. And so no one knew what the lady is. I think I just like listening to the audio because at one point she runs out of breath. She's like, but I get the video and I said I was trying to get home for the fireworks in Florida, Orlando, but I'm not going to because some nutcase lost her mind on the plane. Now this is before it went viral. This is just day of, then hour of. So it's a 3-hour flight to Florida. I land, and then I think it was that night I woke up and they said there was something on the news about it. The next day, I'm at lunch, and they say, "Hey, Fox News wants to interview you." And I'm like, "For what?" And they're like, "For this lady on the plane thing." I'm like, "Well, I don't really have a thing that's I don't know what happened. I was just sitting on the plane." So what happened? So she on drug? I said, "I don't know. She didn't. She was just screaming. I thought it was a flight attendant. I didn't know who it was." So the funny part about the whole thing for me was the lady comes up and gives me the video, and I said, "Oh my God, this is great," because we all want to see it. So I post it. And then my friend sees it. He says, "You were on the plane with that lady?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "You're sitting in coach?" I'm like, "No, I didn't take the video. I was in."
You weren't in coach?
That was the funniest part, that I was sitting in coach. I'm like, I was not in coach. I was sitting in first class. Damn it. And behind me, she came up to where the curtain is and was just yelling and screaming. And I was looking at her like I thought it was a flight attendant. I didn't know what she was just screaming. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't going to interrupt her. But she was talking about someone in the back of the plane. So I thought, and everybody else on the plane thought, it had to have been a date that had gone bad, right?
Yeah.
Like this guy promised her a trip to Disney and wherever, and he didn't come through, and he's not real, right? So I'm thinking, wait till the guy comes walking up like, "Sorry, my..."
Yeah.
And there was no guy. So then finally we get off the plane. I'm like, "Who is she screaming at?" And everybody's like, they all made a joke. They was just talking about me.
All right. Carrot Top joining us here.
I am not real, by the way.
Carrot Top joining us here on the Blitz. So out of all that, the two things I've got to figure out.
Yes.
Were you more pissed off that people thought that she was talking about you, or that somebody thought you were sitting in coach?
That made me more angry. Yes, absolutely more angry. than her talking about me. But that was the whole joke of everyone kept saying it. She was talking about me, and I said, no, I wish she would. It was because if I was, it would have been even all the memes that people came up with after. It was pretty funny when they were showing, what she was yelling at. And of course, I tried coming up with one before that you couldn't. People have already had 100 of them out, so it seemed kind of hacked to do. But
obviously, you're a unique guy.
Yeah.
Right, so I could understand the confusion, right?
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
But so how long does it take to? And do you just get out of bed like this?
Oh yeah, I just literally out of bed. I go to bed like this.
Yeah.
I don't even have to get dressed. I go to bed. I go to work in my pajamas, so I don't even think about it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a certain way to. I just get dressed and I just tie crap in my hair and I don't know, whatever I'm feeling that day.
That's got to be refreshing though to be able to do that because it takes me an hour to get this hair right.
I picked a profession that. Actually, people would be shocked if I didn't have bling on my sneakers. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? You don't have anything tied in your hair. Are you okay? So it comes with the job, I guess.
Where do you go shopping at?
Where do I go shopping?
Yeah, where do you get pants like that?
I try to dress like a bum so nobody asks for money. That's how I do.
But you're in first class.
Yeah, but I'm in first class. How the hell? That is, and that's true. That's the first thing they look at with your ticket. They look at me, look at my clothes, they go, "We didn't call coach yet." I'm like, "I'm in first class." I'm an A1, damn it.
A1.
Yeah. By the way, these pants are probably like $1,000. By the way, that's the funny part.
Are they really?
Yeah. The brand is called Magnolia Pearl, and there's the company that I got into and love, and their stuff is. It looks like I'm homeless, but it's very expensive clothing. Someone gave me a hard time the other night on the stage. Said something like, "Hey, thanks for dressing up for the show." Or something. I'm like, I never got heckled in my life.
Yeah, my clothes are more expensive than yours, dude.
I
You're
didn't
in the
say
front
it.
row.
I didn't even say that, but that went through my brain because everyone always says you're a comic. People heckle you, and I said no one ever heckles me. I'm Carrot Top. No one heckles me. They come to see the show, but this guy did heckle me. He's like, "Thanks for dressing up for the show, pal." And I said, "What are you wearing?"
His name was Joe Reinagel.
No, I wasn't there.
But it sounds like something he would say.
And I went in the audience. I looked. I said, "What the hell? You're not even dressed up. Why are you giving me grief for?" But yeah, this is just how I dress. But I like that. I'm more angry about just sitting coach.
Yeah, it's pretty good. How do you come? Your act is very unique, obviously,
yes.
like you are. How did that all start?
It started with one joke. I had a neighborhood crime watch sign that, as a gag, we stole, and I had it on my wall. And I tried to open up to do an audition for this comedy club, and they said, "Come down and do a little bit of your act." So I took the crime watch sign off my wall, and I walked in, and the first thing I said on stage was, "Sorry, I'm late. I was in the neighborhood." And I said, "How good is Crime Watch if they're not even watching their signs?" And the lady said, "That's hilarious." And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "That's really funny. Did you?" I said, "Oh, good." She said, "It's funny, one, because you stole it. Two, it's clever, and it was kind of smart." So she said, "Do you have anything else that's kind of visual?" And I said, "No, I can go steal some more signs." So I went around town, and I just stole all the signs that were kind of funny in town, and I put together a whole routine of just almost like a slideshow of signs, and there were everything from no train horn between certain hours, and I'm like, "That's the hour you need the horn." And slow children to play. There was no feet on the kids' feet. I said, "Well, no wonder they're slow. They don't need feet," and they were just killed. And so the lady said, that should be your act. You should be visual stuff. So it started. The whole props came about with that one sign. Yeah.
Carrot Top joining us here.
And my brother was stationed in San Antonio.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, Air Force. Yeah.
Well, and your dad's a rocket scientist, right?
Rocket scientist. How crazy! And I'm a prop comic. What the hell?
Well, but you're a brilliant.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Prop comic, son of a rocket scientist.
Right,
I'm sure he thought you were going to grow up to do all kinds of things, and but you've made a hell of a living. You can afford first class.
Yes. My father actually did say that to me. It's a routine in the show that I won't give you the whole routine, but at one point my dad and I went to see Gallagher, the comedian, and then they're walking back. I told my dad, "I think I figured out what I want to do for a living." And my dad said, "What's that?" And I said, "I want to be a comedian, just like Gallagher." And my dad looked at me and swear to God, he says, you do know that's probably never going to happen." And I say to the crowd, "Well, it's probably right, but why would you do that? Why would you say that to me?" So then we're driving. This is all true. And I said to my father, "Well, if you don't want to be a comedian, what do you want me to be?" And my dad said, "I want you to be an engineer and work at NASA and train astronauts like your father." And I said, you do know that's probably never going to happen. Like, but Dad, I'm the stupid son. My brother flies jets in the Air Force. I'm the stupid son. I'm the stupid son.
Yeah.
And my dad says, oh, yeah, you're right. You're not Garrett. I said, no, I call my brother Garrett Top. My brother's Garrett. I call him Garrett Top.
Garrett Top.
Yeah,
Garrett Top.
Garrett Top.
Mr. Top. You've got it all. With the long run like you've had, how often
have.
Well, it's have.
Over? Has something happened for this?
No, not yet. But I mean,
have I been canceled?
As long as you've had this run,
yes.
How often do you have to change up what you're doing? And do you do it for the audience or do you do it for you?
Great question, by the way. I kind of was asked that today, but you put it better. First part of the question is, do I have to change the act? And I have friends that have not written one new joke in 30 years, and they're still doing their stupid act, right? I hate that. I always tell them, dude, just write a new joke. Now, for me, yes, I do it for the audience and for me and my crew. I mean, I have to write new stuff for few reasons. One, I get a lot of repeat businesses, and I think people come back and say, geez, Craig's doing the same show. And if you do TV shows, you can't go back on, the Tonight Show and do that set, and then they ask you to come back and you do the same set. They can say, you just did that set. So you always have to have new jokes. One for the crowd, one for your own well-being and self-being. You're working, just like if a football team never changed their plays and the same coaches play, they're going to catch up to them. They're going to suck. So you got to keep it new. So something like this week, it's a dumb joke, but I've been only doing it for a day. I said the Allegiant Stadium, they're expecting to have 70,000 people in attendance. 70,000 people in attendance, but with only one usher. Good luck. So
I get it.
That's it's good. It's a fun joke for 2 days.
It works.
But it works.
It works.
But it's current, and then people go, he's writing. He's doing jokes.
You were right.
You were right. Now, what's a typical day in the life of Carrot Top? You look like you work out.
I do work out. I do work out a lot. Which is, I guess, you're a comic. You're not supposed to. I always find that funny. Like, what are you doing at the gym? You're a comic. I'm like, what? I find that to be odd, but yeah, but I've always worked out ever since I was a kid. When I wrestled when I was 14, so I started working out, and then I liked being in shape, so I just kept working out. But yeah, typical day is pretty boring for me. A reality show, TV show, wanted to do a reality show on me. They followed me around for a week, and they said, God dang, you're funny. You're so funny, and you're so off the cuff, and but damn, you're boring. And I'm like, I told you before you even met with me. So I get up and I go to the park and I run, and then I go to lunch, and then I go to the gym, and then I do a show, and then I go home and watch sports.
Nice.
Every day.
Sounds like a
great day.
Every day.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you don't have like a moment where you're some drugs and some girl yelling at you. I'm like, no.
Just normal.
Pretty normal. So they're like, we'd love to do a show with you because you're really nice and fun, but there's nothing to do. We need some controversy.
Yeah.
I said, I can start doing drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Carrot Top, they're saying you got to go.
I got to go.
Yeah, exactly. This was fun, man.
I don't know where I got to go, but we'll find out.
Yeah. The next one for the same questions you just got.
Right. You were great. You guys were great.
Thank you.
Really appreciate being on the show.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate being on the show.
Carrot Top joining us here on the Blitz 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. What a way to wrap up.
Nice.
Day 3 of our radio road coverage.
AA Best Bail Bonds. Big game coverage live from Las Vegas. Powered by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Synergenics, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.